thoughts coming in my head now. So this is the right atmosphere, you see. What I want, you know, it's not seaside, but it could be, you know. It's get an old caravan or something like that, you know, and walk about. Now this is the sort of atmosphere I mean, but it's, yeah, it's very similar, but of course, get away from this district. And
139-638, alternative 079-08.
Julius Caesar, he's been portrayed by Rex Harrison in Cleopatra 1963. He's been also by Claude Rains, an actor called Claude Rains. Tiberius, he was played by Ernest Thesiger in The Robe, an old man, very old man. So Cedric Hardwicke in Salome, yeah. James Mason in Anno Domini. Caligula, yeah. Malcolm McDowell, you know, the one of Clockwork Orange. Malcolm McDowell in Caligula. Jay Robinson in The Robe and Demetrius and the Gladiators. He played it very good. People thought he should have got an Oscar for that. Constantine the Great, he was the first Christian Roman emperor, well, though mind you, he wasn't a Christian until his deathbed. And then he removed the capital from Rome to a city on the Bosphorus, Byzantium, an old Greek city, Byzantium. He renamed Constantinople after him. He rebuilt it as a new Rome. As I say, but it's very fascinating. I don't know why. You know, I've always had a feeling for that age. You know, that particular age, even so more than the classical Roman Empire, though. And it's fascinating to think, you know, you see all these films about Nero and Julius Caesar, they all ended to gunpowder because of gunfire in 1453. Yeah. Always fascinated with that period, yeah. It was, even when I was a boy, I knew about that. I suppose if you believe in these things, about reincarnation, I might have lived in those times. But I've always had that feeling, just there, like, you know, it's funny. And I always had this feeling for it, that age, like, you know, about the 5th century, the 6th century. So whether I was born there, like, I mean, what do you mean? I don't know.
That means so much.
I hope you know what you're doing.
John Wayne, yeah. Sounds like John Wayne. Next president of the United States, John Wayne.
Scott Steaks? I don't eat foreign steaks. I only eat American steaks. I'm a full-grown American. What are you, some kind of commie? Some kind of gook? Listen, what do you mean my pictures are not a success? All my pictures are a success. You know why? Because I show the great American way of life. Who's going to be the next president of the United States of America? Me, John Wayne.
Come on, get the hell out of here. Who is this guy anyway?
Don't you fucking will talk to me like that. Don't you show me up in front of the world's press.
I've got all down the SICOP. I've got all my references down. I've got everything I need down there. I've got everything. All my references, all my papers, everything. The only I can get down to SICOP.
Yeah, Harold Pinter said if there was a nuclear war about to break out, which was very nearly did in the 1960s and 70s, that the British should say, well, never mind that, we're about to football with Alf.
I was a nobody. I was a bum. I'd hit the skids and boy, I'd hit him bad. Then suddenly I get knocked on the head. What's so interesting in that, you may say? It happens 10,000 times a day in the big city. But the sooner I get over that knock on the head and I regain consciousness, I find I'm in the best private clinic in New York City. I also find that I have 500,000 G's in the bank and the best penthouse suite. Now, I get to thinking, because I knew that nobody gives that kind of dough away for nothing. And I knew there were strings attached.
I always do the same numbers, all based on 6, because 60 was the lucky number of Mesopotamia. That's one of the earliest civilizations. Right. It's too good to sit and watch the television, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of moving.
No.
Yeah, sometime, you know, as I say, sometime this year, like, yeah, I want to go down. I don't really, well, I've had a lot of bad luck here, you see, when
Oh.
you see my father died.
Oh yeah, bad memory. Yeah.
Bad memories, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really liked, well, it's all right, but I mean, it's not town, it's not country. It's,
Yeah.
You know, I like,
You want to go like in the countryside.
in the
yeah?
country or by the seaside.
Yeah, yeah. Nice film.
Yeah, do you like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought that in Singapore, that material.
Oh.
Singapore, yeah. Byzantine
Yeah.
style, yeah, Byzantine. Like Roman, like late
How's your
Roman.
leg now? Better.
Oh, it's better now, yeah. I don't have to wear that thing. Like, My dad used to say to me, Lance, you can dress how you like. You can dress how you like. Like, I've been dressing in these robes for getting on for 30 years now, and it makes me feel, it just makes me feel wonderful. I just feel like I'm in that age. I'm not saying I wear them all the time. No, of course I don't wear them in freezing weather or anything like that. And I do wear, you know, I wear conventional suits and things like that. I don't wear them all the time. There's a time and place. As I say, I don't wear, well, I've never worn them in work to work or anything like that. But as I say, it's just, you know, when I'm in leisure, and I just like it. It makes me feel wonderful. It makes me feel as if I am in that time. It's a hard thing to describe, you know. Oh yeah, I like that, and I intend to go wearing them as long as I can. You know, I'm very well aware that people say, "Oh, look at that bloody idiot, that bloody man," you know. So what? I'm not worried about them. Someone said to me once, "Well, what are you dressed like that for? You shouldn't dress like that." I said, "Well, excuse me, what do you mean I shouldn't dress like it?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. Just let's make a deal here. You give me money, you give me about £50, and I'll dress the way you want me to. Otherwise, I'll dress the way I want to, because it's my money, I'll work hard for it, and that's it, so go on." I seen once I saw a businessman once, you know, right, you know, suit and tie, you know, and I passed him by in the street, he said, "Peace, brother." They're the things, sort of things you know, it's common humanity in people, not the things that divide us. I don't share the concerns of people around here. I'm not, you know, to me it's so petty. It's so, you know, all about the, you know, the council rubbish bins, and I know you've got to, all right, things have got to go on, love, but I mean, that's all they talk about all the time, you know. Or if they have got an opinion, like it's all about, oh yeah, all the foreigners and all that, you know. No, I'm not. And as I say, in the hospital, I was called mad. I was called, nothing's wrong with him. Why? Because I don't want to be like them. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested. I don't like that way of life, and never have, and I make no pretense about it. I feel trapped in the C cup. Well, C cup is nothing here. There's nothing. I'm a person. I'm a free person. I've been all around the world. I like going, you know, on the coast. You know, free as the air. Like.
What is it? Spats meat. It's hard.
Behold your future, Lance, my boy. You will not apply for membership, but the tribe of the old people's home will claim you. Your presence will not keep pace with the world. This slippage will stretch your skin, sag your skeleton, erode your mind and memory, make your skin turn oblique, so your twitching organs and blue cheese veins will be semi-visible. You will venture out only in daylight, avoiding weekends and school holidays. Language too will leave you behind, train you on escalators in supermarkets aisles, on trunk roads. The living will overtake you. Not the excitement of London or the beauty of the countryside and coast, a halfway place of garages, bus depots, yobs and whinging old men, soulless streets of hot rain, slobs in bum freezer trousers, old women who are not nice, who never smile and are cocooned in an aura of suspicion, old ladies in tennis shoes, stand outside shops and, drunk from reading the Express and the Mail, rage against the invasion from over there. Old men with tweed piss-pot hats, green and grey anoraks who wear them in all weathers, even in the blazing heat wave. Frigid young women with big shapeless bums who don't know what kosher food is. The great holy of holies is the doctor's surgery. If St. Peter's is the great place of Rome, then Station Road Surgery is the spiritual home of Sidcup. Old duffers, bitter old letter writers with stale cheese faces, who hate Europe, the Poles, 30 years ago it would have been the blacks, youth, travel, loud laughter and anyone who is not like them. They could be and would be little petty Himmlers. These are the ugly souls that want revenge on the world. Their little pin minds exist on a two-dimensional plane. To the world in all its glory they are dead. To history, art and literature they are dead. To cultural and racial diversity they are dead. This is Dante's purgatory, not the burning fires of hell, but a grey nothing non-place where the souls exist in a limbo of everlasting hopelessness. Indeed, if a true hell can be imagined, then think of an existence in Sidcup, forever without end. About 2 years ago it all started. My father was very ill. He was in the home, the old people's home, and I think that made him worse. But still. And I had to move somewhere, so I was in the other house, and they moved me out, and they moved me in here. I mean, at the time I thought I was going to be destitute. I'd have nowhere. I was really worried. But I came here, but as I say, I don't want to get too comfortable here. My father, since then, has died. I've started to enjoy life again now because my father wouldn't have wanted me to keep on moping and moaning. I mean, he said the dead are the dead and the living have got to go on. But I've started getting myself together now, getting a plan to get out of here. I managed to go to France last year. That's a start. I've been all around the world. I've been in every part of the world, except for some places, but I've been most parts of the world. I've been all around Europe, I've been to the Americas, I've been to the Far East, I've been to Australia. I don't want to end my days here. I mean, all my life I've been in the Merchant Navy. I've seen different things every day. But here I feel in Sidcup, the ship's run aground. I need to set my sails again. I miss the sea and how it feeds the imagination. I'd rather like where I've always wanted to go really, like Seasalt, Whitstable, just outside Whitstable. You know, live a simple life, a caravan. I don't want to see out my days in Sidcup. I mean, I see the way some of these people go. None of them smile, they're all ill, they're all, you know. I don't want to get like that. I'm not like that, I'm still young up here and I don't want to end my days here. The Isles of Sidcup, the Isles of Unwisdom, where burning sapphire, neither love nor sun, where grew not the arts of war and peace, where Dallas never rose nor Phobia sprung, an eternal summer will not gild them yet, and all except our ancient sun will set. Wars still happen and inhumane acts still occur, but people are more outraged now. I mean, people are more civilised now. I'm not saying they're all civilised, but I think they are progressing. People are more aware now. I mean, they wouldn't go out. They couldn't get people to go out now. Well, you know, let's go out and fight the Han, or let's go out and bomb Baghdad. People are not like that now. I mean, you think 100 years ago, it'd have been unthinkable people marching in the streets against a war. People who think they're right. I mean, you can deal with a villain, an out villain. All right, he knows that, you know, I'm out to swindle everyone, and I'm out to make a lot of money. You can deal with them. You know where you are. But not with people who think they're right, like the same as Adolf Hitler. All these people, they thought they were right. That's the most dangerous form of tyranny in the world. You kill someone, well, of course that's wrong. But when these people in authority, or when these, they don't kill one, they don't kill two, they kill millions. They kill millions. They talk about robbery. You shouldn't rob. Oh no, you mustn't rob the bank. You mustn't rob the jeweller's shop. But they strip countries of everything. They rob. They loot. Every crime in the book they commit. There's a saying, isn't there? Like they say, if you kill one person, you're a murderer. If you kill about 1 million, you're a hero. Marx, he said, well, mankind could be liberated from, you know, from just being a wage slave. He believed eventually that the state would fall away, but you had to have the dictatorship of the proletariat. But then, of course, you got people like Stalin and people like that hijacked it. It always amazed me it became one of the most monstrous tyrannies in history, and yet it was started out as a working class movement for the liberation of working classes. The working man, if he realised his potential, he could rule the world, but he's uneducated. He wants to be ignorant. He luxuriates in it. And they're doing exactly what the ruling classes want them to do. Same as the Romans, bread and circuses. It's the same principle.
And you're a prisoner, not you, mine.
No, you're not our prisoner. You're our emperor.
I've told you 1,000 times I don't want to be emperor.
You're a funny chap. I'll bet you're the only person in this country who doesn't want to be an emperor. And yet here you are, chosen to be one. Life's full of irony, isn't it?
Hail Caesar!
Well, I've never really wanted a family, a formal family, no. I mean, I've had a few girlfriends, of course. And maybe a few little Romans knocking about here and there. But I've never really wanted to settle down. I've always wanted to see different places. Home is where the hat is, that's my motto. Now, I'm such a wanderer, I'm such a, you know, I like to, it wouldn't be fair on a family. I don't think I could settle down really, you know, with children and all that, you know, it's, no. I mean, I've all like, you know, most of my life I've been travelling here, going there, like, you know, I've never wanted to be tied down to anything, you know, never, you know, it's like this now, I feel as if I'm getting tied down here now. I've never been, I like that feeling of independence, you see, so, go somewhere, see something different, see beyond, you know, this all the time, you know. It's just nothing here, it's just nothing, isn't it? Famous for nothing, halfway street, halfway to nowhere. What you got there?
That one there, that Avondale. Yeah, have a look at that one.
What else did you?
That's all I've got at the moment. Yeah. Have a look
That's
at
not
that.
for sale, is it? That one?
No, not at the moment.
That one?
No, just that one there.
Yeah.
That's all.
And how often do you get them in? That's all you want, isn't it? Oh, how I long for that sudden silence in the caravan after a day in Winston. The bats at dusk, walking along all the small country roads overlooking the whole Thames estuary. The rising sun at 5:30, the late Roman Empire, Italy in the year 568 AD, the barbarian fire dance against the red sun-streaked sky. It is 1400 and the citizen of Byzantium has returned to these shores.